it can be helpful sometimes to have a mirror or have someone else bring their perspective in. Because you're right, what happens is we have a thought or we have a pattern of behaviour which is quite unconscious. And when you're unconscious to it, well, you're going to keep doing it because it's unconscious, you know. Just the act of talking about it and actually someone else going, well, have you looked at that? Have you thought about that? All of a sudden, it's very much in the present, you know. And then you have choices. Do you want to do things differently? Are you actually quite comfortable keeping it the way it is, you know? But suddenly you have choice because you're aware of it. I mean, what a lot of people tell me when they come to counselling is they've tried more public services, which are wonderful, but often public services are so overwhelmed. There's so much need for counselling service that waiting lists can go on for years. And often with public services that you would get through the doctor, they're limited on the amount of sessions you can have, so you can only have 6 sessions or 8 sessions. The good thing about private counselling is you have the ability to decide what works for you. You have the ability to voice what you need and then obviously get that service. We can work in multiple ways. So we can take an approach which is more goal orientated. So we can look at what's happening in your life at the moment, how you're responding to that, and then look at tools and strategies and ways to overcome that. We can work in a more person-centered way, which basically means it gives you the space to voice whatever's going on inside, and hopefully you can come to your own conclusions and your own answers. We can work in more of a way of looking at the past and looking at perhaps previous trauma, previous things that might have gone on in the past, and try to do some reparative work, which means sort of repairing some of the issues in the past in the present. I know some therapists talk about you need weekly sessions and this X amount of sessions, but I'm really happy to be flexible and work with you. So if you feel that actually you think once a month is probably good for me to have a bit of a check-in and talk, that's fine. If you think I kind of want more regular counselling, we can do once a week, that's fine. It all depends on you. And I'm aware therapy does cost money. You know, I'm aware of that. And as much as it's really important to work with mental health, it's also important not to put you in financial issues because we're kind of working against what we're doing here, you know. So I'm flexible with you. Absolutely, yeah. It's really important for therapists to be ethical in what we do, which means always attempting to be the best we can be morally, socially. If obviously there comes a point when you felt you need another service, or if we highlighted something that needed a specialised service, absolutely we would refer you over to another service, because this process is all about you. It's all about you getting help that you deserve. The most important thing about all of therapy is the relational aspect, so how well you get on, essentially. If after the first session you think, I don't know, I just didn't feel a connection, or it just didn't feel right, well, that's wonderful, because then what I will be suggesting to you is, well, let's look at somebody else, let's look at referring you, because as I said earlier on, it's really important for your journey to get the support that you need.